Hey everyone, it's Kino here. Today's segment's going to be about living the yogi's life. So I've been practicing Ashtanga Yoga for 15 years, and part of my daily practice is to do the asanas, the physical yoga practice, every day. But what I feel is actually the essence of the yoga practice is how do I translate all of the hard work that I put into my yoga mat into my life? And it's not always immediately understandable how doing a headstand or putting your leg behind your head makes you a better person. So I'm going to share with you my journey from my yoga mat into my life, just sort of share with you the process that I go through every day of my life, where I run all of the things that I experience, all the interactions that I have and the way I show up in the world. I run that all through the rubric of the yogi's mind. So today, I'm going to share with you the sort of lesson of the last week from the yoga perspective. Now, many of you know that I travel around the world and I give guest workshops and I teach in different places. Well, sometimes I need a visa to go to these different places. Now, I'm going to Moscow this year for my first ever visit to Russia. Well, I need a visa to visit Russia, and my host there advised me to apply, only a few months ahead. Then I realized I also need a visa for my first trip ever to Rio de Janeiro in Brazil. Two really awesome cities that I'm super excited about. Well, I realized in a very sort of last minute realization that I wouldn't really have time to get both visas before I'm leaving for Europe in about a week. And I started to get a little bit anxious, and I thought, well, where's the solution? Where's the solution? Where am I going to find it? And how am I going to make all of this work? And it really felt like there was a really big problem there wasn't a solution for. Now, my normal inclination before I started the practice is anytime there's a problem, just push, 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 go for it and find the answer. And I would do that in my yoga practice. Like, for example, when I couldn't balance in headstand, and I was trying that out when I first started the practice, I would push, 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 force myself to try it again, I would try it again, I would push and I would push. And what I realized after 15 years of practice is that the more you push, if you keep on that same vibration of the push and the fight, the answer is not available to you. Well, let's take a look at my visa scenarios. Here I was, freaking out, checking the Brazilian embassy, doing all these different things, and calling the Russian embassy in the United States, and then I just let it go for a moment. It's okay. It's going to work itself out. I'm going to trust. I'm meant to go to these two places. It's going to work itself out. There's a solution to every problem, but from my vantage point, I'm not able to see that solution, and then I pause. Now, yesterday, this sort of idea came up that I didn't even know was a possibility. In the United States, you can apply for a secondary passport. So that means you can have two passports. So I'm applying for a secondary passport. Now, my secondary passport, if it arrives in time, hopefully, will be sitting at the Brazilian embassy getting my visa for me while I go to Europe and while I go to Russia for the first time. This was a solution that there was no way that I could have seen in my frame of mind, where I was a little bit stressed out, until I paused, took a step back, and then I was in a completely different state of mind where I received the answer. This is a way where your personal journey in the practice relates to your personal journey in the life. Now, yoga doesn't actually put things inside of you that are not there. So that sort of anxiety that I have, that little bit of stress, that tendency toward push, 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 go to the next thing, find the answer, make it happen, make it work, that's something that exists inside of me. With my yoga practice, I've learned to pause, breathe, and be open to receive something that's bigger and grander and more peaceful than I would ever possibly imagine. This is the lesson of my yogi's life from the week, that there's a solution to every problem, and all you need to do is calmly breathe and allow yourself to see that solution from a more peaceful vantage point, and perhaps even allow yourself to receive that solution from a power much greater and bigger and grander than the small ego that's fighting for results here and there. So that's the lesson learned from this week's Living the Yogi's Life. If you like this idea for me to share with you a little bit of pieces about my own journey, please leave a comment below and definitely subscribe and let me know that you like this little idea. And I'll be chatting with you about what I do to live in the yoga lifestyle every day of my life. Namaste.